So we got some exclusive news in relation to the next Transformers movie, and it comes courtesy of the local media news here in my hometown of Montreal. Now, for people that aren't aware, Montreal really is a hub for a lot of Hollywood studios to film their movies. And in the past couple of years, it's been very popular to come here to record stuff, mostly because while we're an island city, we have a lot of diverse locations, primarily because of our European heritage. So you could do all kinds of movies that could be stuff that could be filmed, presumably in European countries, or you have waterside stuff, or you have deep suburban stuff, or because of our downtown area, you could just do basic, like, this is New York, I guess, kind of locations. And it's been very, very common recently to see a lot of big Hollywood movies filmed here. And I mean, it's something that I've been used to my whole life, because one of my earliest memories was when I was in grade school. I think this was like grade 6 or something. They were filming some extra scenes for the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves. And at the time, we weren't even allowed to go into the schoolyard to play for lunchtime because they were filming some scene that was literally across the street. And here in Montreal, you always know that a movie's being filmed when all of a sudden all the signs for like stores and even the parking signs and the street signs, all of a sudden they're all in English. They're all in English. It's like, ooh, am I in Bizarro World? And I mean, this would go on and on. I remember they recorded the Batman and Robin movie. I think that was in like 95, 96. I know that movie came out a year after, but one of the best examples, and I have examples of this even on my own Twitter, was when they were recording the Age of Apocalypse movie for X-Men. I was there on set taking tons of photos when they were recording that, because they literally recorded that movie in the old rundown shopping mall across from the house that I grew up in. I lived in a very ghetto area growing up, and the mall that was across the street from where I lived was still stuck in the 80s. So when they had to film a scene that showed an old 80s mall, no better place in the world than the Plaza Côte des Neiges for the Age of Apocalypse. I mean, that's the famous scene that was cut from the movie where it had Jubilee and Nightcrawler and stuff, and they were in the mall and stuff, and they went to go see Star Wars. How I found out about that was I got a message from one of my friends going, "Bro, I was just in Plaza Côte des Neiges and I saw a sign for KB Toys." And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. KB doesn't exist anymore. And next thing you know, everything was English signs, and we knew that some kind of movie was going to be filmed there. And lo and behold, it was X-Men. Took a ton of photos, got to take photos with all the actors and stuff that were present too. Amazing stuff. So let's get to the Transformer news. So the announcement happened that Paramount Studios has been eyeing Montreal for over a year now to film a majority of their next Transformer movie, with their director of Steven Caple Jr. of Creed 2 for the, quote, working name of Beast Alliance. So this is this Beast Wars kind of related movie that we've heard about. And there's plans to do all kinds of different shoots there. Again, what we don't know specifically, but what they did say here that is interesting is that they say that the current budget right now is going to be $200 million for the movie. Now, I just want to go over some stuff with that, because to give you perspective, the last movie that we had, the Bumblebee movie, the budget for that one was a little bit, and when I mean a little bit, I mean very little, just a little over $100 million. And then the rest of it, I think a good 30 million of it went into to advertising and stuff, which is on average. Usually with studios, they use between 30 to 50 million just in advertising. But the Bumblebee movie was pretty much almost $100 million. Now, what is $200 million for a budget? Well, to give some perspective, the 2007 first Transformers movie by Michael Bay was $150 million. Base budget, with an extra 50 million for ads. So it came to just about 200 million. Now, granted, it's the same thing here where we're talking about 200 million right now. That could be 250 million once they factor in ads and stuff afterwards. That's something that we get that final budget number when everything is said and done after the movie has come out. Revenge of the Fallen. A lot of people credit Revenge of the Fallen as the peak of popularity of the Bay movies and stuff. They had a base budget of $200 million, the same as this movie right here that's being filmed. And they only put $10 million into ads afterwards. So it came to about $210 million for Revenge of the Fallen when it was all said and done. Of course, they were really confident in the popularity of Transformers at the time that they didn't really need to advertise it that much. Dark of the Moon, 195 million. So even less than what we have right now. Age of Extinction, 210 million. Now granted, that was the movie that was being filmed in Asia and had a lot of Asian backing, so there was a little extra money put into that one. But otherwise, only 210 million, only 10 million more than what we have right now. The Last Night, 215 million with $45 million in ads, so it came to about 260 million. It was the most expensive budget-wise of all the Transformer movies thus far, The Last Night. Primarily because I think they had to film in a lot of different locations and stuff, and probably a lot of traveling. And I mean, they did have some big name actors in that one too. Sir Anthony Hopkins, I'm sure, was not cheap, not cheap. But either way, so this budget tells us that this isn't going to be a Bumblebee kind of foray. This is going to be a big Hollywood blockbuster movie, judging by what the budget is here. So that's really exciting to see more than anything, because that tells us that this isn't going to just be some kind of small movie. This is going to be something big. The only hope is that will it be a good movie? We don't know. Basing on, again, if they're going to be doing primary shooting in Montreal, it's going to be city stuff. I mean, they could do stuff off the island, but I'll tell you this right now, not a lot of empty deserts and prehistoric locations for a more traditional kind of Beast War setting. So that already tells us a little something about that. I know that the early leaks of what they said the movie was going to be about, they said it was like a heist movie. That's what everyone kept saying. It was going to be like a Hollywood chase heist movie. So what does that mean exactly? We don't know. You could use your imagination, but we have no idea what that means. But all we know is that I'm going to try my best to try to get some early photos and stuff. The second I get some kind of information from my people within the industry here in Montreal, I'm going to try to be on set, try to get some early photos and see what's going on. Obviously, we're not going to get any pictures of robots. That's all done in post, but maybe some cars or props or sets like that. Like what was interesting was when they were recording X-Men. Obviously the guy who was in the Nightcrawler outfit, he had to have all kinds of mocap stuff put on him so his tail could swing around and post and everything. So I'm probably going to have a lot of weird photos like that, or people walking around. We've seen in the past with the past Transformer movies, a lot of times when the actors had to interact with the robots, they'd have an extra holding a stick, and the stick would have the face of the robot so they knew what to talk to, because obviously the robots are way taller. So we might see a lot of that. Who knows? I'm going to try my best when this filming starts. Apparently this filming is going to begin not too much waiting for me. Let's put it this way. It says supposedly they're going to start beginning in July. So that's coming up pretty quick. And I guess I'm going to keep my ear to the ground and see what I can get you guys. The expected release date for the film is going to be June 24th, 2022. So, and we still don't have an official name yet, but we have Beast Alliance right now. So this is exciting stuff. I just hope that it turns out well. I am always try to keep positive with these movies, but it's always been kind of hit or miss. So let's hope for the best. And hey, Transformers in Montreal. Maybe I could try to get an extra role. Let's see what happens.